I'm not sure what's going to be here quite yet. I mean, there's this path outside that is kind of up above a ledge, up above out here. So we should probably, I guess we should check that first and see what happens. Or we can just head down here. There might be something up here. Until we open the door, we probably don't know. It's an open door. Yeah, so let's bring I guess we'll start with Mordrog on that, or no, we'll start with Indira. She'll spend her fatigue and use her insight, soothing insight, to give that token to Mordrog, who will heal a health and a fatigue because of that. And then she's going to come in and open this door. I think so. 1, 2. She can use fatigue to open the door. Then have a couple actions left. I think we'll do that, even though she'll be maxed out on it. So she's going to basically go 1, 2 with fatigue, and then open the door here. So she is right here. We got Bright Blaze over here waiting. Mordrog's here. So let's see what happens when we open that door. You can open the door with an open door action. You crack the door open and witness a group of sorcerers huddled together on the ridge, whispering to each other in harsh tones. You wait for the most vigilant of them to glance away from the door. Then you burst through. Place the sorcerer group on 24A. Alright, so here's what the sorcerers look like. These long staffs, beards, pretty cool. All these models are really cool looking. So there's 3 minions and a master when it comes to 4-player game. So the first one is the master. You always put him down first if available. He starts here. And then we put the rest of them adjacent. So put one here, and we'll put one back here. So there's 4 of these guys here. And then it says we put a search token 4 down. So right here. And explore the lair is the rest of our... Okay, so this is kind of like a little side mission, because it basically there's a search token in here, but we got these sorcerers in here now. So sorcerers, they have 4 speed, 3 health, and a gray for the minions. 4 speed, 5 health, and a gray. Sorcery, which is pretty nasty. Summon, they have 2 here. Same thing, blue and yellow. Death Wish, sorcery, summon. Death Wish. When this monster would be defeated, the Overlord may choose 1 minion monster of the same group to be defeated instead. If he does, this monster recovers all health. Ouch. Choose a minion monster within 3 spaces of this monster. Place that minion monster in an empty space adjacent to this monster. Okay, so that's summon. And sorcery is the one that's kind of nasty. So we can convert range up to damage. Or damage to range. Meaning, say he needs 3 range to hit me, he rolls 5 range. Actually, that extra 2 range he didn't need will be converted to damage, so he can do more damage. Or the other way around. If he rolled, if he need 3 range, but he only rolled 2 damage, but 4 range, he can convert the range, the damage to range, so he can hit, back and forth. So they could, with good rolls, with a lot of range on a short attack, really do some damage. Our guys really are best at melee, except for Chalara, so we're going to have to begin there and try to take these guys out. The good thing is they don't have a lot of health, and they only roll gray die. Okay, so she used her action to open the door. She has 1 left, and she does have... Oh, you know what? She's not going to have enough to attack. Shit. in her heroic feat. Huh. It's interesting. She doesn't really have a way to get there. She can't. She's actually fatigued out. So she has to step up one more to be able to use her reach. But she can't do that. So she does have a heroic feat. Choose one hero within 3 spaces of you. So like Mordrog. Then perform an attack that targets a monster within 3 spaces of you. Within 3, so that's not even line of sight. That's within 3, so 1, 2. It could be this guy or this guy. The chosen hero recovers damage equal to twice the amount of damage the target monster suffers from this attack. Wow, that's pretty nice. Choose one hero within 3 spaces of you. Then perform an attack that targets a monster within 3 spaces of you. So that means it has to be a ranged attack? I don't think so, because she doesn't start. Well, that might break the rule of what it can hit. Choose one hero within 3 spaces of you. Then perform an attack that targets a monster within 3 spaces of you. Nah, I think that has to be ranged. I don't know if she can actually do it with the flail. Within 3 spaces of you, so it could be a melee. Yeah, okay. So she can't do that. So she's going to rest, because she opened the door. She can't actually move in and do any damage. So she's going to rest and get all her fatigue back, because she was maxed out on fatigue there, which caused her to not be able to get an attack off. So that kind of sucks. So these... Actually, the sorcerers, they're already marked as though they went this turn, so they don't get around this first round of combat, so that's useful, actually. That helps, so she won't get hit. Okay, so now Mordrog got to get in there, and he's going to do some damage. And he actually has a chance to move in 1, 2, 3. He needs 3 fatigue to get in there, which I think he's going to do. Yeah, he's going to use 3 fatigue. He's going to move in 1, 2, 3. So you attack these 2 guys here. And then he's going to get rid of his insight token to get another health back. And then he's going to attack. So he's going to start with the... I think he's going to start with the minion. So he gets a blue and a red. And they get a gray. He needs 3 damage on this guy. He does have Fortuna's dice. Should he rage? No, I think I'm going to rage against the master if I kill this minion. Alright, so that... Oh, I totally did not show the roll. Sorry about that. There you go. So that's 1 block, but that's 1, 2, and you can search for damage for 3. So that takes out the minion sorcerer. Nice. So he has 3 health. Now he's going to rage and go after the master. So that'll max out his fatigue. So he gets additional damage on top of the roll here. So master, same thing, but he has 5 health. Alright, plus 1 damage. Oh, that is so sweet. 4 damage with a whiff. So plus the 1 from the rage is 5. And that kills the master in 1 shot. Beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Alright. So... Mordrog is done 2 attacks, alright. So Chalara's going to go next, and she's going to have Bright Blaze go first. He can move 5. So he's going to come up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. And he is going to attack this minion adjacent to him. And he gets a blue and a green because that's the weapon that Chalara uses, the Staff of the Grave, against the gray die. And that one is not as good. So 1 hit, 2 surges, 1 for range, which is pointless, 1 for 1 damage, and recover a health. So Yeah, 1 damage. So he can use that surge to recover her health off himself, because he uses her abilities on her weapons. So that's good for him. Other than that, he didn't do anything there. Now Shalara's up. And she's just going to dash up, I think, to get in range. She can move 4, or she can move 3 actually. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. She's just going to dash up here. Okay, and then she's done. And then Tetheri's is looking to just get in range. 4 movement for her. 1, 2, 3, 4. She gets there. Oh, he'll block line of sight, actually, I think. Yeah. And yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4 to get here. I think that's what she's going to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. She's going to go here. She does have a ranged weapon. She hasn't really used it, but she does have one. She has a Black Widow's web. Okay, so that's Tetheri's turn, and she is done. So, new round. Alright, hero's turn. Nothing nasty happened in there. So who are we going to start with here? Could start with Tetheri's and throw down a trap, which I think I'm going to do. So she's going to throw a trap down. Adjacent to her, right here in this corner. Spend her fatigue. While you are adjacent to a trap token, each of your attacks gains +1 damage. So, and then she's going to do a ranged attack with, the first time she's using it, the Black Widow's web here, which can cause immobilize and additional damage, blue and green. So she's going to do a range attack against this sorcerer here. She got line of sight to him, only 2 spaces away. So let's see what she can do. Alright. So she gets +1 damage for the trap. So it's 1, 2, and a surge for 3 damage. So he's gone. Beautiful. And now she's going to use her ranged attack against this guy from 3 ranged away. She still gets the +1 damage for the trap. And that is 3 + 1 for the trap, 4 - 1 is 3. So this guy gets wiped out too. So those sorcerers all got smoked. Beautiful thing. There is showing her quality. I'm liking her. I actually could have rolled first. I keep forgetting to do it. I could roll before I target and see what I get. She had 5 range there, and in honesty, I didn't check the range on the first one, but it was 2. So, let's see. Actually, I did not check it, but it was 2, so as long as she hit, the lowest range possible on this die, as long as you hit, is 2, and she was only 2 away, so there's no way she could have missed, unless she rolled an X, so she was good. Okay. I haven't done a lot of range attacks this game. I kind of forgot about checking range for sure. Let's see. So she is done, and those sorcerers have been defeated. So now we can move up with somebody to grab that trap token. Mordrog is the closest to it. So it probably makes most sense for him to do it. So he's going to move up 1. He's going to grab the trap token. Not the trap, I'm sorry, the search token. So it's this search token right here. A recently constructed cairn. You find 8 gold and draw a search card. My favorite kind. Gold and search cards, and we get a cursed doll. Flip this card over to discard any 1 condition card from yourself or an adjacent hero, and it costs an action to do so. Alright. So he moved 1, picked it up, 3 movement points left. 1, 2, 3, he's going to move back here, and that'll end his turn. So now we have, Tetheri's went, so we have Cairn, or Andira and Karen. Where did I get that from? Andira and Chalara. Alright, so Andira's gonna spend a fatigue. Use her insight token on... I think she's gonna use it on Mordrog again. Knock him down with fatigue and health. Heals that. And then she is going to move up 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. And then she can't open the door from there. So actually, she's going to spend a fatigue to move an additional space to here. And then she's going to open that door. So let's see where this leads. You open the door. Place 9B, 12B, 1 end cap, and 1 exit. Smoke billows out of the doorway, forcing you to duck beneath it. As the haze clears, you see Merrick standing above one of the cultists. It appears as if 2 red lights flicker above the cultist's eyes, but the many fires within this chamber may be casting an illusion. You call out, and as Lord Merrick Pharaoh turns, the man scurries for the exit. "I'll kill him later," Merrick growls. "For now, you are mine." The fires, smoke, and ash begin to churn between you and him. Place Merrick as shown. Uh-oh, the big guy. So he's going here. Alright, let me grab him. Alright, so here's Merrick. Let's see if I can get a better... There he is. Holding 2 flames in his hand. Got like a wrapping around his face. So he goes right next to this fire space. So let's show where this is. So this got built here. He starts here. Okay. And we'll show his card real quick. Lord Merrick Pharaoh. So here's Lord Merrick Pharaoh. So you got that wrapping around his face. Fire coming from him. So he has 2 might. So these guys actually have tests. These the lieutenants. So 2 might, 4 knowledge, 2 willpower, 3 awareness. He has aftershock, ignite ability, and +1 damage on a surge. So lieutenants have different stats based on number of players. So of course we're playing with 4. So he can move 4. He has 13 health, and he rolls a gray and a brown defense. He's ranged and rolls blue and red. Alright, and we'll go over his abilities if they pop up. So there's Lord Merrick Pharaoh. The swirling mass between you and Merrick's takes shape, and fueled by the mage's wrath becomes alive. Place 1 elemental as shown. Uh-oh. This is the wrath incarnate. Oh, he goes right there. Oh, let me grab him. Alright, and he's got a red mark around him, which means he's a master, the master elemental. And here is what the elementals look like. Very cool. As if everything else in this game just looks really, really cool. Alright, so he goes right in the middle of this room here. It looks like, so smack dab in the middle. Okay. At the end of each round, Wrath Incarnate will retaliate against all nearby heroes. Then, if Merrick is on the map, Wrath Incarnate recovers health equal to the number of heroes. Interesting. Place 2 search tokens as shown. Alright. So we got... Let's see, 1 search token goes right here, and another one goes up in this corner behind the elemental. And setup complete. Defeat Merrick and his Wrath Incarnate. Ooh, and so here's a little bonus thing. Well, let me get the elemental card out. So here's the elemental. 4, so we're fighting the master. 4, 6 health, and a black die, and all his abilities are like fire, earth, air, water, which all have different things in the back here. And he rolls a blue and a red for his attack. But he is a unique monster, So you'll see here that his health, you add 5 to his normal health. So his normal health is 6, but for the Wrath Incarnate, because he's unique, it's 11. You add 5 to his health. So it makes him even harder to take out, which is pretty cool, because they can have unique guys come in who have a different feel to them, more health, and things like that. It's not cool to fight them. Alright, so that is that. So they are up there, and we need to destroy Merrick and his Wrath Incarnate to take on the rest of this, because that is the last map tiles that we're using. This is it. So she opened the door. She moved and then opened the door. Yeah. She moved up, spent a fatigue, and then opened the door. So her turn is done. And they're both going to get to go. So Lord Merrick Pharaoh is first. After this activation, each hero adjacent to Lord Merrick Pharaoh must either move 4 spaces away from him or suffer 3 damage. Ouch. Engage as many heroes as possible within 5 spaces of this monster. Alright. I don't think there's anybody within 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, she is actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She is. So he's going to engage her. So Lord Merrick moves 4. He won't move on the fire though. So he has to go around that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to go there. And he doesn't quite get to her, but he is ranged. So then use Ignite on 2 or more heroes. Ignite, Lord Merrick Pharaoh suffers 1 damage to perform an attack that targets all adjacent figures. Each figure, okay, so that's only for adjacent figures, which she's not. Spot the closest hero. Gotta get within 3, which he is. He has range line of sight to her. Attack the closest hero, then retreat. Well, he can only retreat. He doesn't have any movement left. So he's going to attack the closest hero, which is Indira. Or Andira. So, let's do that. Lord Merrick Pharaoh gets a blue and a red. She gets a gray. And that is it. Alright. Oh, I saw the blue, I'm like, oh, 1 hit, and then I saw the red and didn't feel as happy about it. Alright, so that is 3 damage and a surge. And his surge is just plus 1 damage, so that's 4 damage. Ouch. So 4 damage on Indira puts her to 9 out of 12. She only has 3 left. Uh-oh, she's in trouble because she's way up front there. She's way up front. She's down to 9 health. See the 5 and the 4 there. So out of 12. So troubles for her. Because the elemental still gets to go this round. Alright. He can't retreat, so he's done. So Chalara is the only one left this round. So first, Bright Blaze is going to move. He can only move 5 though. Well, I think he could double move. He just can only attack once per round. Let me double check that. Yeah, because I think he acts like a monster. In a way, he's a figure. So yeah, he can double move. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll get him here. And he's just going to get in there to try to take up some damage, if possible. So 1, 2, 3. He's going to get in between these guys to try to soak up some hits. If anything attacks an adjacent or something, then he'll be the one to take the brunt of it. And then Chalara is going to use her stamina potion. Flip that to heal all her fatigue. She still had 1. She had 3 fatigue out of 4. And she's going to move 3 spaces down the hall. 1, 2, 3. She's going to have to spend some decent fatigue to get. If she can get here, she can actually attack him. So she's going to spend 2 fatigue to move 1, 2. And she can use her corner to get to the corner of him. So she's going to attack Lord Merrick Pharaoh. the blue and a green. And he gets a gray and a brown, because he's 4-player Lord Merrick Pharaoh. Alright, let's see what we can do. Roll an X, that's what we can do. Son of a bitch, and he didn't roll anything good for defense. 1 block. Ugh. Well, she can't spend the surge to hex him. So she's going to hex him. You don't have to hit to hex, you just use the surge. Alright, you don't have to do damage to hex somebody. That's the one good thing about hex, is that you don't have to hit the guy like a lot of other conditions. So he's hexed, so that'll help a little bit when we actually do hit him. But she is done, which means the Wrath Incarnate is up. So elementals, minions, okay, Wrath, there we go. Immediately after elemental, use Earth. Place it in an empty space, closest empty space, not adjacent to any hero. Okay. Engage as many heroes as possible within 5 spaces of this monster. Okay. Engage as many heroes as possible. So get adjacent to as many heroes as possible within 5 spaces. That would actually be here. So he can go 1. He can move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he can go right here. Block off this path, and he's adjacent to 3 of them now. That is bad. Okay. Use Earth. Alright, so what does Earth do? Each hero adjacent to this monster must test awareness. Each hero that fails is immobilized. Ouch. Okay. Okay. So awareness, immobilized means you cannot move for their whole next turn. It's pretty rough. So awareness of 2 for Mordrog. He's up, and the only one who's not in here is Tetheris, who's the best at awareness. So he fails. All right. So he is immobilized. So as you see, immobilized. You cannot perform a move action or suffer fatigue to gain movement points. Discard at the end of your turn. So it's for 1 round, but basically they're all standing there. But since they're all adjacent to him anyway for the most part, he is going to try to move. That's the point. See, there's a nice combo they do there. If he hits them and he moves a space away, they can't move, so if they're melee, they can't attack. It's a pretty nice little combo he's trying here. Indira gets 2, but she also has the Sage's Tome, which she is going to use. So she can pretty much get a 3 and pass. But she gets a 5, so nothing's going to help that. And then Shalara gets a 1. And she gets a 5. So basically every single one of our heroes failed miserably, and they're all immobilized. Alright, that's rough. And now, immediately after you use it, place it in a closest empty space, in the closest empty spaces not adjacent to any hero. Closest empty spaces not adjacent to any hero. That would be this space right here. So you can move back to here. Now he's not adjacent to any hero. That's rough, because now none of those guys can really attack him besides Chalaro is ranged. So he's done. Tongues of dark flames spiral out from Wrath Incarnate, beckoning you to a quick death. Ugh. Each adjacent to Wrath test. Oh, that's kind of, that one came up, but now no one is actually adjacent to him. So test strength. Okay. So I guess if he couldn't have gotten adjacent away, that would help. Wrath Incarnate recovers 4 health because Merrick's still alive, but he hasn't taken damage yet, so that doesn't hurt us. New round.